Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? This evening, it is currently 7:36 p.m. on Tuesday evening. And I am currently uploading my drama video. I'm sitting here waiting for it to get done. It is sitting at 93% uploaded. And when it gets uploaded, I'm gonna have to stop this and watch it back so that I can post it. And then I will finish my vlog. Today I have filmed one drama video about Jeffree Star, my second drama video about Jaclyn Hill, which I'm gonna start uploading as soon as I get done posting this video. And then I filmed a Peterisms video. And then I also filmed a Peter Does Stuff video. Which I hadn't actually planned to film that video. I was gonna film a Peter Likes Books video. I was either gonna do my review of Courtney Summers' I'm the Girl, or I was gonna do the announcement about March's book for the book club and talk about the book club and things like that. But the problem was that I was uploading this Jeffree Star video on my phone at the same time that I wanted to make the video, and I needed my phone to be able to read the synopsis off of Goodreads and all that kind of stuff. So I couldn't do that. So I was like, okay. And at the last minute, I was sitting here and I was like thinking, I talked to my neighbor about this quiche that I had bought from Fresh Time. And I was like, you know, I really wanted to talk about this quiche because I was so blown away by this quiche that I bought, which I'll tell you guys about in just a second. So anyway, so I was like, what if I did a video where I just like went into my refrigerator and I showed you guys like all of my current favorites that I'm like eating there and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I went into my refrigerator and I filmed a video. Well, I actually put the camera like in the freezer and I showed like the things that I'm like eating currently and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, some people kind of enjoy that kind of stuff. It's like a shopping grocery haul video to some degree. But anyway, I've had a really good day. My tooth is starting to hurt again because I filmed so many videos, but it's not bad. It's manageable. So I think I'm kind of on the mend. Last night, after I got done vlogging, I made a little bit of dinner. I made this quiche. So I bought this quiche from Fresh Time. So Caroline and I, we went to Ruth's Cafe. I have my coat on because I was just taking Boo Radley out, and the coat is so comfortable that I just like keep it on. But anyway, so I had bought this quiche from Fresh Time. Oh, so Caroline and I went to Ruth's Cafe, I don't know, like a week ago. And when I was there, I got this, like, they have like a quiche that has like meat in it, like sausage in it. They always have like a daily quiche, like one with meat and one that's vegetarian or vegetable based. And so I got the vegetarian one. I don't even know what, I think it was like artichoke and something in it. So anyway, I got that one, and I don't know if you guys remember, but like I brought it home and I ate it cold, and it was like so delicious that when I went to Fresh Time, they have like little quiches that are probably like that big, and then they have big quiches that are like, you know, whatever. And I think it's called La Terrafina is the brand. I just showed it on my Peter Does Stuff video, so whenever that video is up, you can see it in there. I actually showed the quiche and everything. So that's what I was going to do. It was going to be the beginning of my vlog. I was going to go in and show you guys my favorites and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, I'm just going to do it in a Peter Does Stuff video. So anyway, so last night I brought the quiche out and I was reading the instructions, and you can either, and I thought I was going to have to cook the whole thing. I didn't know if it had been already cooked. So it said you could heat it up in a conventional oven for like 25 minutes, or you could take a slice and just cut it out and heat it up in the microwave for 2 minutes. Of course, I always take the easier, faster route, so I cut a piece off, and I didn't have high hopes. I thought it was just going to taste very basic, and so I heated it up for 2 minutes. I had macaroni salad out and all kinds of chips, Harvest Cheddar, or Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips, and so anyway, I was real excited, and I sat down to start watching The Last of Us, the newest episode. This quiche, I ended up having 2 pieces of it. You guys, this quiche was so fantastic. It was chef's kiss. It was unbelievable. It was better than Ruth's Cafe. I couldn't believe it. It was like $6 or $7, I think it was like $7, $6 or $7 from Fresh Time. If you were having like a little like brunch or something at your house, like to get one of these quiches and like, you know, cut small slices and then have like maybe like, I don't know, like a coffee cake or something, would be so easy to do. You could get like a coffee cake from Costco, because they have coffee cakes and they have rolls and stuff like that that are like, they have muffins. The muffins at Costco are unbelievable. You could get like muffins from Costco and then like this quiche. And that would be it. You know, maybe put like a little small cheese plate out, and it would be so inexpensive to do. I don't know that, like I ever have little brunches or anything like that. But I thought, like, you know, my mom back in the day, she would get like a little quiche for us if we were having like a little brunch or something. So anyway, I was just so blown away by how delicious it was. And so I had that last night. And then I got so tired that like, I watched, I don't know, like 20 or 30 minutes. I don't even know how much I watched of that show. Maybe... Did I watch something else instead? I feel like I watched something else instead. What did I watch? Because I watched The Last of Us later. Yeah, I feel like I watched something else instead. So anyway, maybe I was just watching Game Show Network. I don't even remember. But anyway, afterwards, I got so tired. And it was like right at 9 o'clock. And so Boo Radley had eaten his dinner. And I took him out and stuff like that. And he ran around a little bit. And he was acting like kind of really sore. Like I was like kind of a little worried about him. Like when I picked him up, like you could tell his like neck hurt and stuff like that. So I was like, let's lay down for a little bit. So we went upstairs and we laid down. I set my alarm for like 11:30 because I was going to get up and watch my shows. I ended up sleeping until after 2 in the morning, but like it doesn't matter because Alex is gone and I can, you know, get up whenever I want. I mean, not that I don't anyway, you know, but whatever. So I got up and took Boo Radley out and stuff like that. And I could tell he was like really hurting. Like I was really worried about him. And he had like ran after the neighbor dog. And the thing is that our neighbor dog is a Basset Hound Beagle. And he's like 2 years old and he's like, ooh. And so whenever like Boo Radley runs after him, like the dog runs all over the yard and Boo Radley runs all over the yard. And I think in that moment, he thinks he's still like a puppy like that. And I think like, because he was like really like darting after him and stuff. I think he did something to his neck because that's where like, you know, he has the pain in his neck. That's why he's on the pain medication or whatever that he takes. So, but I was really worried. And so, he stayed in the bed. I got him in the bed last night. And then I, came downstairs. It was so nice, you guys, outside. It was like, I mean, it was like still like in the 50s last night. I couldn't believe it. And so I sat outside and I made some herb tea. I was going to sit in a chair over here, but the chair gets kind of uncomfortable sometimes. And the front porch is so, like that chair out there is so comfortable. So I brought my iPad out there and I made some herb tea and I watched The Last of Us, which the last episode was so fantastic. That show is so good. I love that show. Why is it telling me that it's going to take so long to process this video? Oh my Lord. This is processing up to HD, could be 50 minutes long. Oh God. So anyway, I hope not. But anyway, because I have 2 videos that I wanted to post today, so it's going to take that long. It's going to have to go up tomorrow. But anyway, so I sat out there and I watched The Last of Us. I actually ended up making 2 cups of herb tea. I love this herb tea that I bought. It's from... It's Maud's herb tea, but it's lavender chamomile. It's so delicious. So I ended up having 2 cups of it. So I watched The Last of Us, and then I watched, what do you call it? Dear Edward, which is like one of my favorite shows right now. The show is so well done. It's a really good show about grief. So if you guys don't know what it's about, oh, did the processing just finish? Oh, that's weird. So the show is about grief. It's about this plane crash that happened, and there's one survivor, which is a 12-year-old boy. His aunt is the one that played Piper in Orange is the New Black. And Connie Britton is in it. She's fantastic. There's just so many good people in it. And it's really about how people are affected after all these people have died in this plane crash. And it's like how like all of them like meet and interact. Some of them are in this support group together. It's like how their lives go on afterwards. And but what I love about it, Caroline and I were talking about it today because Caroline watches it too. What I love about it is that it addresses grief in a very real way. Which I think we're sometimes afraid to do, you know, in our times today. Like, you know, people want to speed the process or talk about it, whatever, instead of like realizing how much anger goes along with grief, or how mad people are at God or at the person that passed or whatever, you know, that we have these, sometimes these kind of irrational feelings that go along with it that we can't really even place, you know. I know when my mom passed away, I had a lot of feelings. Like, I had a lot of anger towards God. I was very numb for a long time because I think I didn't really know what to do with these feelings that I had. And like, I can remember feeling angry at God because I was like, God, why would you take the one person in my life that I'm the closest with, that, you know, we share recovery together and we've worked so hard on our relationship and we mean so much to each other, and that's the one person that you take from. I mean, I just didn't understand it at the time, you know, but I mean, a lot of things in life don't make sense, you know what I mean? And so, I don't know, like, and it addresses those things. And there was a scene last night when Connie Britton, like, she like shares how she's feeling in this support group, and it was so poignant. Because I think it was so point on about like how so many people feel during grief. So anyway, I watched that. And then, you guys, it was like almost 6 o'clock in the morning and I was still not tired. I was like, oh, I took a break and I watched some drag pageant videos. I watched Miss Gay US of A, the evening gowns, and it was like Armani, not the designer, but the queen, the drag queen. And then Erica Andrews, who's like my favorite of life. She passed, I think, like in 2014. And then, and I love her so much. She's Roxy Andrews, a drag mother. And then Tiffany Bonet. I can't remember who else was in it. But anyway, I watched that, and I watched another one. And I ate some macaroni salad, some potato salad, some potato chips. The potato chips are hard for me. I have to like make sure I just eat it on this side. So I have to be really, really careful. And then I ended up going to bed, and I woke up last night. This was interesting because this is like the first time. So I went to bed last night at 9 and woke up like 9 something, woke up at like 2, and I felt like fine. Like my mouth wasn't really hurting at all. And I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. And as I kind of sat there and watched some TV shows, like my mouth started hurting a little bit, and I did take some Tylenol before I went to bed. But other than that, I was fine. I was good, which I'm so thankful for. And so yeah, went to bed, fell asleep like 6. Set my alarm for like, well, I did give Boo Radley his medication, so I set my alarm for that this morning to give him his medication and take him outside, and then we went back to bed, gave him his treats, and then we went back to bed. And this morning he was still like, I was like so worried about the little guy. He didn't really want to go outside, and he went outside and he pottied a little bit, but like he like turned around like he was ready to walk back inside, so I carried him back up to the bed. And I could just tell he was like so sore still, like he didn't really like want to move his neck. I could tell his neck was hurting. So I was like really worried, you know. Any little thing with him, I get so worried. So gave him his medicine and stuff. We went back to bed, and I slept till about 1 o'clock. Well, Alex woke me up because Alex FaceTimed me. He's been like FaceTiming me like crazy. So he FaceTimed me, and they were just kind of like getting settled in because they had like been out like looking all over this town. So his mom is in a town that's like a half an hour north of Vigo. It's called Ponte Verde, and it's a small little town. I would show you on the phone, but he was sending me these videos tonight, and then he FaceTimed me because like right outside her street, like on her street, like outside the window, they have like these bands playing. Like, not like a band, like a rock band, but like marching bands playing up, and it's like carnival kind of thing. It's really cool. They have people in costumes, and people are like up and down the streets. It's like really cool. And so he FaceTimed me earlier, and we talked, and he was like filling me in on his day and everything that he's been doing and whatever. And he's like really tired. And so then they were gonna eat something and then go. Oh no, they had eaten something earlier. He said I said, what did you have to eat? And he said, meat and fries. I got it. He goes, my mom had fried fish. I go, that sounds gross. But anyway, so, and then I talked to her for a little bit, and then tomorrow they're getting up, on Wednesday, they're getting up at like 6 a.m. and they're going to a church in Santiago. They're taking like a train to this church in Santiago that she wants to go to because it's Ash Wednesday. And so she wants to get the ashes on her forehead. And then they're coming back to Vigo, and then they're taking a train from Vigo really early. They're doing the whole thing like really early. They're taking a train from Vigo to Madrid, which is like 4. Alex said it was like 4 hours. They thought it was like 2, but I guess it's like 4 hours. And so they're doing that, and then they're staying with family members in Madrid that Alex doesn't remember these people, but I guess his mom like knows these people real well. So they're staying with like family members in Madrid, and then they've got a bunch of tours they're doing, like architectural tours and churches and stuff like that. And then they're staying there 3 days, and then they're going to Barcelona, and then they're staying in some like really cute hotel in Barcelona, and they're going to go out to dinner, and they're going to do like a nightclub one night, I think, that Alex found. And then they have a couple tours there too, because Alex and his mom like love like tours like churches and architecture and stuff like that. So they have like all these tours like booked already that they're going to do. So they're having a great time. His he like took me around and FaceTimed me her apartment. Her apartment is adorable. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and she wasn't supposed to have a roommate because the woman that lived there was going to move to France, but she ended up staying. So now she has this roommate, and she really, really likes her. It's like this woman that lived in Colombia and moved to Spain like 20 years ago. I think she's like 40, Alex said. He was just like, had her talk. She was just talking to me on the FaceTime, because I just got off FaceTiming them just a little bit ago. And because he like was texting me, he was like, I'm supposed to be in bed, and we're like supposed to be up in like 4 hours. And he was like, this is what's going on outside the window. And so he was FaceTiming me, and they were having so much fun. But anyway, so yeah, so he like showed her and all this kind of stuff, and they were having a glass of champagne while they were like looking at the people outside, and they were just sitting on the couch talking. And so I said hi to the woman. She seemed really nice. But anyway, I think his mom is excited about that, because it'll be somebody that like she knows there. Like she's gotten, like they went out to dinner with this woman last night and everything. So anyway, so yeah, they're having a really great time. And he said the restaurants and the little boutiques and everything are so cute. And he found like a leather jacket. He was like, he packed like, he only took carry-ons. And so he found this leather jacket that he wanted to buy that was like $60, but he said it was like so fantastic looking. And he was like, but I don't really have the room to like, I don't know how I would pack it or take it. He's like, I'm thinking about buying like a suitcase and buying stuff while I'm over here, and then just checking the suitcase on the way home. He was, because we did that in Vegas, like the year that we got married. And it was just like cheaper to check a bag than it was to like try to figure out how to fit all the, and have it like be over. So anyway, they're having a good time. He's been FaceTiming me a lot. Like I said, he just FaceTimed me a little bit ago because they're supposed to be in bed, but he was like, I have to show you like what's going on out in the street. It's really cool. So yep. And then Boo Radley, interestingly enough, while I was filming my Peterisms video, he came up here and just was like dancing around. And then I was like, afterwards I was like, do you need to go outside and go potty? So I took him outside, and he was like running around again. And I was like, oh my God, he's like back to normal. And I gave him his dinner. He ate his dinner like that, ate his treats like that. And he's just right back to normal. The same old dog that he always was. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he just like was in pain for like a day, and maybe the pain meds are helping him a little bit or something. So I don't know. I shaved a little bit today, but I was going to trim my beard because this has been driving me crazy right here, but I didn't do that. So anyway, and then I didn't go to my meeting tonight. Tanya was busy. And so just kind of was like doing this kind of stuff. Been talking to my sponsor every day. Talked to Caroline today on the way home from her new job that she's doing. So Caroline's like got this new thing that she's doing part-time. So I talked to her, and yeah, and she's doing really well. We were talking about TV shows and stuff like that, and just, it's been a good day. It's been a really good day. Let me check this video really quick and see. Hold on a second. What's going on with it? I'm caught up on my TV shows, except for Your Honor. I have like 3 episodes to watch. I have to say, like, I go through and I get caught up on my TV shows. This is gonna sound so stupid, but I get caught up on my TV shows, and then like hold on just 1 second. I'll do this in a second. Oh, hold on. If I don't do this, I'll forget to do it, so let me just do it now. Like I get caught up in my TV shows, and then like I love watching the show so much that then I get almost kind of sad, like at the end, like where I'm like, okay, like all my TV shows are like caught up, and now like I don't have anything to watch. But I do have Fear the Walking Dead to watch, so I do need to go in and get back into watching that. I haven't watched it for a really, really long time. I wish there was like new shows on Netflix to watch, or you know, something new shows coming out. Oh, did you guys watch Candy? I love the show Candy. I thought it was so fantastically done. And apparently, well, not apparently, it is. There's a new version of that, like the telling of that show with Elizabeth Olsen. Is that her name? And it's coming out in like April 27th on HBO Max. I don't remember what it's called. Here, let me look. Candy Story. HBO Max. Let me see what it's called. Love and Death on HBO Max tells Candy Montgomery axe killing. And that's coming out April 27th. So I'm really excited about watching that because I love the version with Jessica Biel. I thought she was fantastic in that. But yeah, like I have a couple episodes of Your Honor. Oh, I have La Brea, and then it's also on tonight. So after tonight, I'll have 2 episodes of La Brea. I kind of have to binge watch that show because if I don't, like I get kind of bored. Like if I was going to wait just 1 episode a week, like it's good, but it's not that good. But I've kept up with it, so I have a feeling it'll probably get canceled after this season. There's not a lot that's going on this season. They keep on just jumping into sinkholes, it seems like. But anyway, so yeah. I was going to check with my friend Valerie and see what she was doing tonight. And that's about it. I don't have really a whole lot going on. I want to finish my audiobook because I've been listening to this audiobook that's really like rather short. It's like 6.5 hours, which I listen to it at 2 times speed, so it's like 3 hours and 15 minutes. But I've been listening to like 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I like it, but I don't love it. That's the problem with it. So I just need to finish it. I have like, I think I have right now like just under 2 hours left of it, and I just need to sit down and like listen to all of it. I will say this, I was telling Mel this. Mel and I talked for a long time this weekend, my book club partner. I was telling Mel, it's like, the transition has occurred that now I am able to sit and just, I think it was last week when I was like in a lot of pain and I just sat there and just was like held my mouth with an ice pad and just like listened to these audiobooks. Something occurred in that, I don't know what it was, that where I like, oh, my nose is driving me crazy. Where I was able to start just listening to these audiobooks like straight through. And so like I'm kind of back. Like I've kind of like figured out like where I like to do that and how I like to do it. I also like to just kind of like while I'm doing stuff around the house, listen to them. And I started doing that as well. Like while I'm straightening up the kitchen or putting laundry away or folding laundry or cleaning up the bedroom or while I'm making the bed, I'll just like turn on my audiobook. But then it's only like, 5 minutes at a time, right? So, but I'm getting back into listening to my audiobooks. So, yeah. I did want to say something. I'm glad I just remembered this. So, I was reading the comments. Hold on, let me turn off the volume on this because Boo Radley cannot stand the volume. If somebody texts me, it's going to make that ding sound. Boo Radley goes crazy every time he hears this. Does anybody else have a dog like that? Like when they hear the sound on the computer go off, like the ding, like he doesn't, other than like the alarm on my phone because he knows that, or like the ringer on my phone, which I keep my ringer off at all times anyway. And I don't have notifications on my phone. Like I don't, like these people that, I don't know, like YouTubers and stuff that keep their notifications on for Twitter and everything. I don't know how y'all live. I don't. Like I don't have notifications on for anything. I don't have notifications on for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, emails, nothing. Like the only thing is like text messages. And I have mine turned to silent always, so I don't even hear it, unless I'm like right next to it and then I see it like go off or whatever. Or I can kind of hear it buzzing if it's ringing. But I always, for years, have had my volume turned off on my phone. It drives me crazy. I don't like it. But anyway, so when if I get a text message and it comes through on my computer, like the computer goes ding, and that sound drives Boo Radley crazy. Like he starts shaking. He hates it. And if I do have the volume on my phone and I get a text message, he doesn't like the sound of that either because he doesn't know it. And I think that sound like scares him or something. But anyway, I was going to say, I'm glad that I remember to say this because I was reading the comments on my vlog And so I kind of went in for the last couple days and read them. And so many people, I just want to say thank you so much, you guys, for A, understanding that I just needed to take some time off, and B, just being so kind and compassionate, and just you guys, all your well wishes and hoping that I wasn't in pain and things like that just meant so much to me. I really, really appreciate it. But there were a few comments on there where people were like, I'm really worried about you. I don't know where you're at. Like, you haven't posted in several days. This isn't like you. Like, what's going on? And just so that everybody hears this, I always post in the Vloggerino group and on the community tab the exact same thing. So, like, I copy it and paste it one to the other. So, because I know that there are people that are not in the Vloggerino group. It's like, whatever, I get that, right? But I always post it on my community post too. My community post on my vlog channel should show up to you guys like videos do. So if you go into my channel and you look, if I've been gone for like a day or two and you don't know where I'm at, go look over on my community post. So you just go to my channel, and then over on my community post, if I'm gonna take a day or two off, I'm gonna post on there and say like I'm taking some time off, or I'm not gonna I usually, even if I just go in for like one night and don't vlog, I'll say in there like I'm not gonna vlog for the night, because I don't really know where else to post it. Like, I know people don't have Twitter and things like that. The other thing that I'm gonna ask, and if just somebody out there could do it, I don't need to appoint somebody or whatever. But if you see somebody in the comment sections say like, I'm worried about Peter, he's been gone for a couple days, where is he? Like, could you, and you know, because you read the post in the Vloggerino group, or you read the post on my community tab, could you go in and could you just like comment to that person and say, hey, Peter said that he was going to take a couple days off, he'll be back on Monday or whatever, just so that people know and they don't worry. Because I don't want to make people worry, useless, none of the comments were nasty. All the comments were like really nice. They were like, I'm just like worried, like Peter hasn't like posted in, the 5 or 6 days. Like, this isn't like him. What's going on? And, but like, I don't know what to do unless like I post it like on every channel all over the place. And maybe I need to do that going forward. But, and I know a lot of people, like my friend Valerie, like when I don't post for like a vlog for a night, she'll be like, why didn't you vlog last night? I'm like, I posted it in my community tab. And she's like, I don't see that. She's like, I don't see your community post. Like, how do I see that? Like, so she didn't even know. So I totally understand that like a lot of people don't see the community posts as well. So just if you see a comment come up and somebody's like, just to let people know, just so that they know. And if I see it, I'll post in there as well. Like if I go in and I read the comments and it's been like somebody's like, oh, yeah, I mean, and I don't foresee, any time in the near future where I'm going to be taking off another week or anything like that. But if that were to happen, and like I'm just taking time relaxing or whatever, I'll go in there and if somebody comments, I'll say, hey, listen, like I'm just taking a couple days off or whatever, but thanks for caring. Because I don't want people to worry about me, while I'm gone and stuff like that. I don't know. It's really nice that people care so much about me. It's weird. I was like, last night while I was watching Dear Edward, I was thinking to myself, and obviously I'm not like a TV show. I mean, I'm sitting here right in front of my computer and I'm just like vlogging on a camera on a tripod, right? Like I'm just a dude that talks on a camera, and I've always said that, right? But like, and I know that there are those people out there that watch my channel that don't like me. I get it. I understand that, right? And that's okay. Like, you're going to always have people that don't like you in life. I've long since accepted that and whatever. I do think that the people that like me and the people that watch my vlogs because they find me enjoyable or relaxing, far outweigh the people that don't. And so that means a lot to me. I appreciate that. And so I was sitting there and I was watching Dear Edward, and I was thinking about like TV shows that we get, stuck on, or, that we binge watch or that we like. And I don't know what it was. I was like looking at because I had posted my video like long before. Oh, this is what happened. Like I woke up last night and Valerie texted me. She had texted me at like 12:30 and she was like, where's your vlog? Because she had known that I vlogged, because when I was eating, I talked to her, she and I were texting, and she was like, what did you do today? And I was like, well, I went and I vlogged and whatever. And it stopped. I said I'm eating, and I sent her a picture of like what I was eating and whatever. She was like, yum. But anyway, so when I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning, she had texted me at like 12:30 and she had said, "Where's your vlog?" And I was like, oh my God. So I came downstairs, and after I took Boo out, I posted my vlog last night, which is why it got up so late. So anyway, but I was reading like the comments and stuff, and I saw, like, I looked at the views, and it's interesting because like YouTube will tell you things like your video is doing not well compared to other videos, or it's whatever. And like the video had been up for like maybe an hour or two, and it said on there, like good news or something like that. This video is doing, even though most people aren't up at this time, something like this video is doing better than usual, which I knew because I hadn't been, you know, around for a while, that people were going to watch it. But I was like, oh wow, this is like really cool that, you know, like people are watching this video and stuff. And so then I was like watching Dear Edward, and I was thinking about like how I get hooked on TV shows, and I watch TV shows and I get like pulled in and all this kind of stuff, right? And I was like, I wonder what it is about me, like, and this is not me downplaying myself. This is not me looking for ego pats. This is not me being like, oh, you know, like I'm a nobody and whatever. I really, to be honest with you, like I don't get it sometimes. I really don't. Like on my drama videos, like I'm funny, and you know, like I'm flipping fans and whatever, you know, and doing the lip gloss, which is right here, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, the Peterisms, I know people enjoy, like the meditations and all that kind of stuff. But literally with my vlog, like when friends of mine will ask, they'll say like, so people literally sit there and they watch like a half an hour to an hour of you just sit and talk into a camera about nothing but like what you did for your day. Like I was talking yesterday, like when they commented on my video and they said, my husband just walked in the room and said, are you literally watching somebody like just read off like the movies at the movie theater? You know, but it does kind of like interest me sometimes. I'm like, what is it that people find interesting about anything that I have to say on this channel? I mean, you know, there are some times where I go into long depth stories about my childhood, or I talk about recovery or grief, or just my perception of the world, or how I feel about the world and things like that, and different things. And I think that's probably interesting to people because it's kind of like you're having a conversation, and then people are like, oh yeah, I totally agree, or no, like I disagree with that completely. But like, you know, it's like, okay, you're having like a conversation and people are like, yes, no, whatever, right? I get that. Like that I understand, because when I watch YouTubers that are having conversations about whatever they're talking about, and it's kind of like they're having this mutual conversation with the people that are watching them, like I really enjoy that, you know? I can't believe this video is still like doing all this uploading stuff. This is how long it takes sometimes for videos to upload. So like that, I understand. But sometimes I don't. And like people will say like, oh, I just love watching your videos while I'm going to sleep. Or, you know, like, oh, I just like, you make me so, I mean, it's just, you guys leave the nicest comments. You really do. I mean, they're just like so overwhelmingly nice. But it's like, and people are like, I could just hear you talk about anything. You know, like I think Elle Leary commented that. She's like, I could hear you talk about anything or something like that. Somebody did. And she checked in on me too, which was so sweet. I just want to say thank you to Elle. If you guys don't know, Elle is a beauty influencer on YouTube, and I adore her. She's just always been so fantastic to me. But it's like, I don't sometimes get it. Like I don't, and I think like the reason I ask is because I would like to be more of what people want. So if people really like the stories, or if people really like me just sharing my opinion about like world issues and things like that, like every once in a while, like I'll get a comment, like somebody said, I really want to know what you thought about the Sasha Colby, Anitra lip sync on RuPaul's Drag Race. Well, I loved it. You know what I mean? Like I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I love Sasha Colby. She's been one of my favorite entertainers since I ever saw her the very first time that, you know, she was like years before she won Miss Continental, I, you know, knew of her. So I've known of Sasha for 10 plus years at this point. But anyway, I was really waiting to see that lip sync for Your Life between her and Anitra, because I think Anitra is a fantastic performer, and I knew Sasha Colby would just like kill it on stage. It's interesting to me because Sasha, for being this like world-class entertainer, I feel like she's kind of holding back a little bit. Like I feel like she isn't showing her all, and I kind of am wondering if she's kind of just playing it safe a little bit until the very end, and then she's gonna kill it. Like, I'm really confused as how she's playing this game a little bit, or if she went in and she was like, and she was worried that people would be intimidated by her because they say, oh, you're a legend, you're this, you're that. But it's interesting to me because like you go in and you look at, like I was just showing Alex last week, her talent for Miss Continental when she won in 2014. I mean, it's unbelievable choreography that she choreographed, you know? She's an amazing performer. Go look up any of her performances at Nightgowns, which is Sasha Velour's, her show that she has. And Sasha Colby is like unbelievable. She's an unbelievable entertainer. My video is ready, so I'm going to get off here in a second. So what's interesting to me about it is that I don't know, like I'm just kind of a little confused that she's not, she kind of just takes she's like, you know, in the back seat a little bit. I don't know, has anybody else kind of witnessed that? I feel like she could be killing every single challenge, and maybe she doesn't want to come out that way. Maybe she's like, I'm going to play this smart, which I think is that's smart too. And I also think she's incredibly humble, and so for her to come out and be like, whatever, she's not going to do that, and you know, you can see it in how she interacts with the other girls. So I thought it was one of the best lip syncs I have ever witnessed on that show. Period, end of story, if not the best. I thought it was so fantastic. But anyway, you know, every once in a while I'll get comments from people and they'll say like, we really want to know what Peter thought about this, or I really want to, you know, whatever. And I appreciate that, you know. So if there are things that you guys want me to talk about, or there are things that you're interested in knowing, you know, let me know and I can share that on there. But I would really like to know what draws you guys in about just watching this silly old man talk about his day or talk about stories of my life, you know, other than that Boo and I went over and talked to my neighbor, you know, across the street, Miss Vicky, and she's like, there's Boo Radley. She's like my favorite dog on the street. And I do have to tell you, I met one of my neighbors today, the guy that lives next to them. Longest living member in this neighborhood. He's lived here since like the 80s. And I have never in 10 years, like he doesn't come out of his house very often at all. I have never met him. And he came out of his house and was getting his mail today. He was like on his walker and stuff like that. He's very old. And oh my God, he was so nice. And he was like, you know, we've lived across the street from each other. He goes, all this time and I've never met you. He's like, what's your name? And I was like, I'm Peter. And I was like, you know, I told him like, you know, my mom had lived here. And he was like, oh, okay. And he had like no recollection, but he was so nice. And I just love this idea of being neighborly. It's not something I ever thought that I would care about. Like I really, back in the day, like, I mean, if you had said, oh, Peter's going to live in this condo and he's going to be like neighborly with all of his neighbors and talk, I mean, I never thought that I would ever care about something like that. But I do. Like, it means a lot to me. It makes me happy, you know? Like, I was talking to her today about her volunteer work that she does, and she and her friend have like a garden that they have over at her friend's house, and so she goes over because her friend has more yard than her, so she goes over to her friend's house. They have like a huge vegetable garden, so they're like getting stuff ready for spring and whatever. And she was telling me about that, and I was asking what they were having for dinner, and we were talking about the quiche because I got that quiche, and she said she loves that quiche too. And she was telling me she buys the quiche Lorraine, and there was another quiche that they had. I think she said it had not asparagus, but what was the other thing that I said that I had at Ruth's Cafe? No, I can't remember, but anyway, another A vegetable. Not avocado. What did I say? I can't even remember. But anyway, I love my neighbors, you know. All right, you guys, listen, I'm going to get off here. I was going to get off and come back on, but I've gone like almost 40 minutes. So I'm going to get off here now and watch this video back and get this uploaded so that I can start uploading this vlog for y'all. And I will be back tomorrow with such exciting stories. Yeah. And maybe I'll have some ideas of some comments from you guys of some like things you'd like to, and it could just be as basic as you guys can say like, you know, like, oh, I don't know, talk to me about like difficult times in recovery that you had, or how did you know, like grieving issues with your mom or your aunt or your uncle or whatever, you know, just breakups that you had. I mean, anything that you guys want to hear about, you know, or something that you're going through maybe that, you know, if you heard me talk about might help you relate to that. Let me know, you know, in the comment section below. So anyway, I love you guys, and appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, and you're keeping me busy while my husband's gone, so I'm not so lonely and stuff. I told Boo Radley last night, I know this will drive Valerie crazy, because she's like, he doesn't talk. This is for you, Valerie. But Alex loved this. I put Boo Radley, I picked him up and I put him on the FaceTime call today, and Alex was like, Boo Radley, Boo Radley. But I said to Boo, I said, this is when we were going to bed last night, like at 9 o'clock. Not at 5, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I said, Boo Radley, I said, you don't understand time. So for you, when your dad walks through the door in 10 days, now it's 8 more sleeps. I said, when your dad walks through the door in 8 days, 9 days, it's just going to be like, for you, it was just one big long day that he was at work, and you're going to be so excited to see him. And he just looked at me. He had no clue what I was saying. But no, he understood every bit of it. But anyway, all right. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out with me. I hope that you are having a magically amazing Tuesday. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. You'll be putting a smile on their face, cheering them up, making them happy, and making their day. And why wouldn't we want to do that? It's free, and it's a nice thing to do. So let's do it. And also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and also, and most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more, because it all starts there. And I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! Oh, and for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, 1 more I, 2 more I, 3 more I, 4 more I love yous. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! Happy birthday, Lena!